Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Smith, the creator of the world of Aecathan, and it's my honor every Tuesday night to be able to game master a group of friends and fellow D&D enthusiasts in that world. I'm going to bring you up to speed on what's going on with the game in just a minute. I do have one announcement, though. We are going to be having a special live stream game on New Year's Day, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific, U.S. time, of course, run by our very own Nikki, and it's going to be a very unique one-shot. Think Jurassic Park, but told from the dinosaurs' point of view. It's called Parks and Recs, and that'll be happening as an alternative to football for those of you who don't really care to watch football, if there is football to watch this year, come to think of it. But so that'll be happening 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time on New Year's Day, 12 p.m. Pacific U.S. time. Okay. As you know, we usually have our game, Lands of Aecathan, every Tuesday night at this time. We're not going to be doing that tonight. As many of you know, our friend Mike, who plays Airman in the game, went into the hospital a couple weeks ago to have amputation surgery because of complications from diabetes. He and Pam posted a video about it, so that's all public knowledge. What has happened since then, however, isn't, and that's what I want to talk about tonight. Last Wednesday, he suffered complications from that first surgery and had to undergo a second, significantly more serious surgery. Physically, he's recovering, but he hasn't regained consciousness yet. I met Mike in 1984. We were both ushers at the same movie theater. And I remember he and his friend Butch, the first time I met them, both very large people. And I was immediately intimidated because I am not a large person. And he had this sort of way of standing, this sort of glower, just. And he was scary until he opened his mouth. And then you realize that he was just a big goofball. He and Butch both. And we got to be friends. They were members of my first role-playing group. And after I went back to college, I moved out of town. Mike ended up moving where I was and became part of the gaming group down there. It's actually through that group of friends that Mike met Pam in the first place. So I feel a little proud about that, actually. But he's been a friend, a confidant, an advisor ever since then. The prognosis is good-ish. The doctors seem cautiously optimistic. But he still hasn't come back. He still hasn't woken up. So, if you could take a moment and send some prayers his way, or positive thoughts or positive vibes or whatever you believe in. That would be greatly appreciated. Because I need him to wake up. A whole lot of us need him to wake up. So that's what's going on, and that's why there won't be a game tonight. We're going to do our best to bring the game back to you. There may be some changes, and if that's the case, we ask your indulgence. I'll try to make the changes logical in terms of the world, but we may have to stretch credulity a little bit. So please, if you can, send all the positive energy to Mike and Pam that you're able. And this will be our last live broadcast for 2020. We'll be back in some fashion or another in 2021. So until then, have a safe, happy, and as love-filled as possible New Year. Good night, everybody.